Hi everybody, it's Julie, and I've had several requests for how would you make a memory decks card if you didn't have the dies or the punch. Now, I am lucky enough to have found the dies, so this is what I use some of the time. They came in packages. They came with you got two dies in each package. These are from Heidi Swap, and there are still some out there. I see people finding them still, but if you're not able to, there is another way. So then I also have the Heidi Swap punch that just punches the holes into it, and I'll show you how I use this in just a moment. And so if I didn't have those and I still wanted to make memory decks, which I did for a little while before I found those dies or punches, this is what I would do. So I want to show you really quickly that I do have the Heidi Swap. I have one of the memory decks holders that uses the T-rails inside, the brass T-rails, and then but that was the only one I was ever able to find. And until just a couple weeks ago, I couldn't find a Rolodex out there in the world. So last year, I made my own. I made some out of like boxes that would hold cards because they were heavier boxes. This Spritz Bubbles box that is from Target, I believe. This right here was a gift box. It held like soaps or like a body wash and body wash and shower gel and that kind of stuff. And it was a gift box like at Christmas time, and I had saved it. I've probably had this for 10, maybe even 15 years. Well, more than 10, because it moved here with me when I got married. Oh no, that was 7 years ago. But so more than 10 though. Okay, and these are skewers, and I did make a video on how to make this, and I will link that down below so that you can watch how to make it. This separation is 1 inch, and that's the most important thing you need to know, and you need to be up at least 3/8, right at 3/8 of 1 inch from the base. And what I did to do that was the ones that I'm making now is I have a shim that is 3/8 of 1 inch, and that makes it so that I set it across there and they sit, and now I get my 3/8 of 1 inch. So there you go. Could even make it in something as small as like a jewelry box that has some washi tape around it. That just happens to be here on my desk. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, okay, so this is the difference on my cards. So this one is been cut with a die. And so the easiest way would be if someone has gifted you a memory decks card, then to be able to use that for a template. So what I'm using here is Project Life cards. They are the right size. So there's the size of this one that I got cut with the die. They are 4 inches by almost 4 inches. Okay, and that is great. Now, if your box that you're using has a cover and you want to be using the cover, then this measurement is going to depend on what your cover is and being able to close it. Okay, so this is my favorite of the dies because it gives me more room, and mostly I use the die. I use them a lot repurposing cards, and it seems like to get the best design, this is the card that I use the most. Okay, so Project Life cards are 4 by 3, and they are the perfect size to be a memory decks card. So if you have hundreds, yes, hundreds of Project Life cards like I do, this is a great way to use some of them up. Now you want to check your orientation and make sure that it is a sideways orientation. And if it's not, of course you can punch it or cut it accordingly. So let's go ahead and show you the easiest way. The easiest way is using this as a template. Okay, so you just line it up. You grab your hole punch. I got this at Dollar General for $1. And you just punch your holes where the memory decks is already showing. And then you go and you cut the slit here. Now the thing about this is it's important that you cut the full width, not just cutting a slit, because if you just cut a slit, it's not going to move freely in your box. And that's one of the things, you want your memory decks to move in the box. You don't want it to just be stuck there, because you won't even be able to do that. Okay? So the measurements, if you don't have a memory decks to be able to use, again, I'm using a 4-inch card, and you're going to come in 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. Okay? So you'll measure in 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. Excuse me. And you can do a slit. Just, well, let's go ahead. We'll do one. Okay. So, say we're on, I'll do it this way. So we're going to come in 1.5 inches. If I can get under there. Okay, and so I have my scissors lined up on the 1.5 inches down here, right on the mark, and I'm going to just cut it. Okay, and then I'm going to come in 1.5 inches on this side, and I'm going to cut it. Okay, so I have those slits are cut. Now, this measurement from here to the top is 3/8 of an inch. So, what I can do is go here, where, I'm in the middle of redoing my office, and I don't know where my see-through ruler is. I don't have a clue. Where's the see-through ruler? It hasn't made it to my desk area yet. My rolling one is also not here. So anyway, so I would go ahead and probably just, I would do it with the ruler the first time, and then I would use this as my guide. So, so measuring up 3/8 of an inch, and let's see. Oh, look at here. Got grid paper on this side. And how lucky can we be? This right here is 3/8 of an inch. So can go ahead, and where's the slit? The slit is right here, and right there is the top, and right there is the top. Okay, so we have the slits for it, and you can just go in this first time and line the top of your hole punch with that. Line the top of your hole punch, and there you go. Okay, and then you're going to come back, and you need 1/8 of an inch of a slit for it to go freely on your, and there you go. Okay, and we want to be over a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! So I would remember, I would mark that. This would be my template, and I would mark that this is where I want my hole to be. And so there you go. So how would you use this with regular paper? So one of the things I do have here is I just cut up a Mary Engelbright card to make an ATC card. The front of the card was address, and it was for the letter D. So I used the front of the card, and I have saved the back because it's so cute with this black and white polka dot. And it says pooch. Which if I need to do some dog stuff, that would be really cute. Or I can just cover this up with, with something. Not that, but give you the idea. Like I said, I try and repurpose everything. So I have this, or I have like this one here. This was when I was making a journal. I had, or the Disney album that I made. Her pages were 6 by 8. So this was a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I cut it at 8 inches, and that left me with a 4-inch piece. Now I had used another piece of it in the book, and I had this piece that was 4 inches. And so what I've done is I went in with my corner rounder, and this is just a finishing thing to do to make your card look more like the ones that that we've got, that we're cutting with the die. Now the 4 inches on this card has this little black and white line. I like that. You might not, so you might cut that off, but this gives me my full 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and use the method that we used, where we used a sample. Okay, or used one of the ones that we already had. I'm going to go ahead and cut a hole, slit, slit. Okay, so there, now I've got the holes, okay, and it works. Okay, now to get the tab like they have here, one of the things that you can do is I have these tabs that are from the Bible journaling section at Michael's, and you could just take and add one of those. One of the things I did find in my my planner was that you did want to glue these together. They did come apart. But that would give you the tab if that's the part of this that you're that's might not be working for you, is you can do that. Or if you have a tab punch, or if someone has gifted you some tabs like these, then you can go ahead and just place those on there. And now you've got the tab. Okay? Another thing that you can do is you can have, again, this was a piece of that card, you can have a square cut out and just attach that. Okay? You could take a piece of lace and sew the lace across it. How cute is that? Sew the lace across the top. Okay, so but that's some ways to get you the tab, if that's the part of this that that you're worried about. Is and of course you can line them up, and when you're doing them yourself, see there, it's not sticking, so you want to put some glue. You could line this up, and you could actually have 4 or even 5 tabs in a row instead of just the 3. So that's kind of cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas. Don't forget, you can use your project life cards in your memory decks. A great way to be using those up. And you can use your scraps. Again, this is an awesome way to use up scraps. Not just for the decoration, but even for the base. And when you're using double-sided paper, you have two choices on what's going to be the front. So like this one is double-sided, so I can either use this side or I can use this side. So if you like this video, if it gave you some ideas, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. Find something to celebrate every day. And don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.